And welcome back to Let's Play the Outer Worlds, Episode 13. And it's the Outer Worlds, not just Outer Worlds. Wait, so what are you gonna do now?
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
So you guys get your reports done?
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Well, it's kind of good to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Big cabin's yours.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Cute. Alright, Ada, I'm back and I brought a couple friends. I see you let yourself in.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
You remember the book that you picked up that's okay.
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Baconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
That's a good lead. Oh, but how do I find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch.
Those are 4 planets.
All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will a crew manifest help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
How's it that Simulvic happens to be such a high-skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Here, let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, huh?
Sorry.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
A power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
It's literally just plug this in. I'm glad it wasn't like, hey, be like level 100 to lie or whatever. There was that hacking thing, which is a little odd. I hope this game doesn't have like a max level. It probably has a max level. Additional ammo stock, technical time recharge, vendor prices, base health, technical time dilation meter. I don't do that anymore. Walk speed, sprint speed, weapon armor. Sure.
What can I do for you, Captain?
So I've installed the power
Our
regulator.
systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Against all odds, unreliable takes flight.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good, I have been waiting to hear from him.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I'm feeling a little lightheaded, also I can slow down time.
Oh, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
What do we need nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right, the Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
What good use, thanks. You want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
And you mentioned this thing has limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
What a good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Yep, I'm guessing that's it.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
When you trade from your father, it sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
How would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
That's unbelievably cruel.
It ain't exactly cruel to have the promise of a paying job. And that's all it is. You go where the company needs you. Where your skills do the most good.
Actually, you're good at this and you enjoy it.
I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
You didn't like your classes?
There were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
You get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects, or Listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
How do you think of this ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
He is the one who actually flies the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Is this set to fly now that we got the regulator?
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that.
That sounds dangerous. Oh.
My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
The woolly milk has coagulated into woolly curds again, Captain.
So apparently I can just dump stuff in here if I want. Weird. Full modified tools, unique mechanical usages. Digging around there would be an easy way to lose. Okay. Oh. Let's go see. This is her room, apparently.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
At least deserters dreamed of an independent board oversight. You taught them an important lesson: never dream. Wow, fuck you, mate. What are you talking about? Wow. A shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you the access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. The areas are off limits, time personnel, and otherwise all being attacked on site. Okay. I meant to mention my previous message. Chill me, having you got my favorite serial, the Space Adventure of the Singulator Steel. Dashing space in the heart of Well Steel is not exactly border proof, so don't you go showing it around spacer buddies. I hope it'll amuse you while you're out adventuring. I accidentally turned somewhere entirely unintentional. I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I have a sense of humor in the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for a foreseeable future. Escaping groundbreakers. Comms networks for tasty little tidbits. And as you decline to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touch down in the wilderness. Rugged individualist you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down in territory proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. I don't know where you were raised, but it has, I guess, it may have been a barn, because anyone with a modicum of decent rearing I know it's unthinkable rude to ignore the ardent, sincere message of one's friends. Best please respond. Oh, I hope this finds you well. It's a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it happen a second time? Terminal these days, I swear. Truthfully unreliable. Huh, just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to the thing we stuff you know about the Wells further. But I have a strange tickling feeling you really do know him, and you could just tell me where he is. Well, it'd be moral for the friendship, wouldn't it? When to see you again, wingman. You're dear for Uno. Remember we met when I accidentally impounded your ship? My silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. If that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you, it was such a pleasure for me. I really appreciate your forbearance in not threatening me. You really are quite the gentleman. You're in Groundbreaker's airspace? Well, space. Please don't hesitate to look me up. The last hope, Sir Spectrum Vodka. Perhaps we could try every color, you know. Really time one on one. Time one on. Let me know. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. I had a few too many. Might have test, you know it is. And you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink of the lost soap next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. Shrink ray. Note to self, remember this later. No better. A to remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, not if I'm dead. She even asked me that. And to my point, I saw in actuality with my own two eyes a subliminally powerful weapon in Wells' lab. Something for taking if the gray area were to look away or forget about it, maybe. I had asked a smidgen more nicely. Shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that clean until I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing, human of other scientists who dared to push the boundary of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard of rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind, legendary, and science cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' Shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a well for one of there's more to the rumors, more to be had. I got sloshed, was imbibing at the Lost Hope in the Groundbreaker. Kidum was really free with the drinks, he seems like an okay feller. I shamelessly but civilly used on two martyrs. He had me about a mad scientist some years back. They made a huge discovery that changed the fate of the colony, like they're there before. But, good part, the mad arts of the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. Remember a special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. Another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Why won't Wells just give me a shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth and totter him back. The record show I did apologize for shutting him down 5 times, but Architect be damned, is just sitting there neglecting getting dust. Should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said he wasn't ready yet. You know where he can trust someone like me? What does that even mean, I ask? I'm not trustworthy enough that I'd use it to wipe out the good hard-working folk of the colony or some sort of moralist cycle. I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. Respecting that, exactly. And to wait until Wells forgets everything he's misplaced. Meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons. Again, if Guzzle was true, the next step will be check with the black market merchants and the Groundbreaker info books. Alright.
Is it time for your regular daily period of unconsciousness?
Yeah, it was. How do I store... Huh. Where's that chip here? Just crew. Okay, just crew stuff.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Phineas's orbital lab.
Yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
You know about Phineas.
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No, do not do
A
that.
sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Why'd you say the landing might be rough?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him.
I thought his ship like
Even
broke
knowing
down.
my location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
That's about somewhere else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
The
We're
Groundbreaker.
clear to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You can take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Great, thanks.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
Well, give me the spiel on the
The
Groundbreaker.
Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
So all of this is considered the same colony?
Terra 2.
Oh, Vale and Edgewater.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
How is Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
What'd you have me done? Kill everyone?
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes.
Any
You
townspeople?
mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a
Oh,
parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch?
Soda Bay.
Ah, Monarch, the armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's smuggler's port at Fallbrook.
Why is Monarch being blockaded?
I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points.
Smuggler's Port.
It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. How can I be of assistance? I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps.
Yeah, you need to maintain though.
I can function indefinitely.
Tell me about Captain Hawthorne.
I require a captain to pilot the ship. Without an identified captain or crew, I serve no purpose. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains on the ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Okay, so I can't be like, hey, we both know. Alright then. Okay, this is a little bigger than I thought it would be. So, independent or Typhon. In normal station, there remains a Halcyon's first colony ship. I kept my Junlei Tennyson and run by the sense of the original crew. Map. Now you can see all the planets. You can fly. Okay.
Arrived at the groundbreaker. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? See you soon, Captain.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
You know, it's engineering now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Nah, break time's over. It definitely looks like a city ship to me. But anyway, that's going to be for this episode.